Joining me to discuss this further is Public Affairs Analyst at CHUDE. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, what's your take on this proposal that organizers of the protest should opt for confined demonstration while the police provides protection, which one of the organizers of the protest have now rejected? Is this a fair deal coming from the IGP?
It's not a deal. The IGP is not in a position to make a deal on matters such as this. I'm glad when you are reading it, the issue was the suggestion. And so the IGP was hoping that, the organizers or those behind the protest would agree to that. But obviously, it is not in the position of it's not the position of the IGP to determine how Nigerians are going to protest about the problems they are facing as a result of bad governance, and they have rightly rejected, that obviously. So the duty of the police, the duty of the IGP, is to make sure that he provides adequate security, and I think he has spoken well in that direction. While not threatening the protesters, and I think he has promised that they are going to provide protection for the protest to make sure that it is not hijacked by other elements. And so I think probably what the IGP was trying to do was to see whether they could conserve resources, because if the protesters find themselves in a particular confinement, then it might be easier for them to spend less resources to give them adequate protection. But don't forget that this is a gathering of Nigerian youths from everywhere. For instance, in a place like Lagos, Lagos is made up of so many local governments, and you're going to have different people from each local government, involved in the protest, and perhaps, who knows, all over the country. We don't know exactly how it is going to devolve. And so it is not possible that you're going to confine these people to just one particular location, because so many will want to, take part in it. And let me just say this, that Nigerians, when they are protesting, are not going there with the intention to loot and to cause violence and to cause mayhem and anarchy. They are not wired that way. They are protesting about hunger, and so nothing concerns them with causing destruction and damage to people's property, unless the government...
Next question, Mr. CHUDE. Sorry to cut you short now. Is there still a justifiable reason to stage this protest, especially now that the Nigerian government has said it will look into the demands made by citizens?
I don't know. I mean, this problem has persisted for some time. It has been on even before this government came in, and I agree with Akpabio. What is happening is as a result of years of misgovernance in the past and in the present. The political class has not changed its behavior, its things the way they have always done it. In spite of the grave difficulties that we are facing, they have continued to live larger than life, to show themselves as a living above the dire socioeconomic conditions in the country. And so, I think that's just the way this is. And of course, the government, yes, in fairness to the government, they have tried to make one or two attempts to redress the issue. But all of these attempts, a lot of them are, believe me, actually quite laughable. And you want to ask yourself how they could have settled, who advised them. This issue of sending how many trucks to each local government in the country. In some local governments, you have up to maybe perhaps 1 million people. 500,000 people bringing a bag or 2 bags of rice to that, or 3 or 10, even 20 bags of rice to that local government. How are they going to divide? How are they going to share it? I think what the government should concentrate on is teaching people how to fish, and to stop giving people fish, because it is not yielding any meaningful dividend. And so the best intentions of government and the best efforts of government have not actually been able to change the situation. And then so it continues to be a very difficult situation for. Don't forget that what this is all about is about the existence of the Nigerian people. It's about the ability to feed themselves. It's about the ability to feed their children who are starving. It's about the ability to buy drugs and medicines when they are sick. And so it's an existential situation, and then the political class needs to tell us needs to show Nigerians that they are willing to make sacrifices. The billions of naira that they are collecting as allowances should be stopped immediately. Their salary allowance, yes, they have done well. They said they are going to reduce it by about 40%. But that's not where the issue is. The issue is in the allowances. You cannot continue to give the impression through the way you live that Nigeria has so much money. And then when it comes to the ordinary people, they find themselves in all manners of suffering. I think that this is what has brought about this unfortunate situation.
Wow. Political affairs analyst, Mr. Achike Chude, thank you very much for lending your thoughts on this development.